Title: Daddy, will you be gone soon? My 8-year-old daughter sobbed, wrapping her arms around me. Start: Why would you ask that? I forced my voice calm, even as a cold knot of dread tightened in my chest. I heard Mommy and Grandpa talking. About your funeral, she whispered, her small body trembling. I held her closer, silent, letting the words sink in. My wife, my father-in-law, talking about my death? As if my life had become a casual topic in their plotting. While the shower ran upstairs, I packed, carefully, methodically. I gathered what I would need to disappear, leave the house, leave their world, and take my daughter to safety. The betrayal stung more than anything I had ever felt. I had loved them, trusted them. I had celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. I had shared secrets, laughter, fears. I had believed in a family, and they had been planning my end. The first time I suspected something was off, it was subtle. A glance, a word cut short, the way my wife's smile faltered when I entered the room. My instincts screamed, but I suppressed them. For months, I watched, I listened, I let them think I remained oblivious. The final piece fell into place one evening. My daughter, asleep in her bed, muttered fragments from a conversation she shouldn't have heard. Names, plans, cold calculations. The puzzle assembled itself. They hadn't just been careless, they had been deliberate. Every transaction, every whispered conversation, every small exclusion from family decisions had been pointing to the same end, my removal. I did not panic. I did not confront. I began to plan. Quietly. I returned to the office, the lab, the safe spaces no one suspected I used. I collected proof. Hidden cameras, emails, recorded conversations. I traced every account, every signed document, every financial maneuver. I built a fortress of evidence. If I was to survive, and I would, then I would do so on my terms. I filed for attempted elimination. Legal steps, official complaints, a trail of forensic evidence ready for the court. Every move was calculated, every step a trap for the betrayers. And I waited. Patience had become my ally. The world around me continued, oblivious. They smiled, laughed, and plotted, thinking the lion they aimed to cage was unaware. The day of the court hearing, I stood outside the courtroom, calm, collected, my daughter by my side. My documents were sealed, my testimony rehearsed in the quiet of my own mind. The judge entered, the gavel echoed. And then the moment came. My doctor dropped the lab file, intentionally revealing the truth. Silence. The judge's face turned pale. You can't be alive," he stammered, eyes darting to me, then to the evidence, then back again. I let a small smile curve my lips, controlled, deliberate. Power shifted in that instant. The betrayal, once hidden in shadowed whispers and secret conversations, was exposed in blinding clarity. My wife's face drained of color, her father's hands trembled on the bench. They realized, finally, that their plans had been undone. Not by luck, not by chance, but by deliberate, precise orchestration. I watched as their world collapsed in front of them. Every lie they had told, every plan they had made, every night they had spent plotting my death had come to light. There was no escape, no manipulation left. Justice was not blind that day. It was sharp, clear, and mine. The courtroom was heavy with disbelief and awe. My daughter clung to me, her eyes wide but safe, the fear on her face finally dissolving into relief. I felt her tiny hand squeeze mine, grounding me, reminding me of why I had endured the months of tension, of quiet observation, of meticulous planning. Outside, the sun was setting. I breathed in the warmth of the fading light. I thought of all the times I had almost broken, all the nights I had spent sleepless, tracing every word, every action, every hidden motive. And now, closure. I did not gloat, I did not rage. I simply existed, knowing the balance had been restored, that my daughter and I were finally free from those who had sought to erase me. I never confronted them outside the courtroom. There was no need. Their shame, their terror, their realization of failure, It was enough. The power dynamic had shifted irrevocably. I had risen, they had fallen. Later, as I tucked my daughter into bed, I felt the calm settle over me like armor. She slept without fear. I had kept my promise to her, to myself. No words could undo the betrayal, no tears could reclaim the trust they had shattered. But survival, strategy, and patience had rewritten the ending. I walked past the house one last time. Empty rooms, hollow echoes, the remnants of a life built on lies. I did not linger, I didn't look back. Some betrayals demand fire, some demand patience. I had chosen mine carefully, like a master playing chess. And when the final piece fell, the board revealed the truth. Justice, silent and absolute, had been served. I smiled once, quietly, to myself. Not for vengeance, not for satisfaction, but for survival, for clarity, for the unshakable knowledge that I had outwitted those who believed they controlled me. The past was dead, I was alive, and my daughter and I were free.